Right before starting their two-day campaign in Gujarat, Mr. Manish Sisodia, Delhi's Deputy Chief Minister, put out a very big claim. He said that he got a message from the BJP saying that break away from the Aam Aadmi Party and join the BJP if you want to close all cases against you from the CBI and from the Enforcement Directorate. Now, he said that he's not going to bow down in front of what he calls conspirators and people who are corrupt, and he says that all the cases against me are false. This was a big claim right before Mr. Sisodia's visit in Gujarat, where we're currently at for a two-day campaign of the Aam Aadmi Party. He's going to address a press conference along with Delhi's Chief Minister and Aam Aadmi Party Chief, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. But the CBI probe and the CBI raids that happened on Mr. Manish Sisodia on Friday for more than 14 hours, that issue does seem to travel from Delhi to Gujarat along with the two Aam Aadmi Party leaders. Now, Mr. Manish Sisodia has put out this tweet, and this issue of the CBI raids has taken center stage even in Gujarat as well, with the Aam Aadmi Party claiming that the CBI raids and central agencies are being used against them, against the opposition, to intimidate them right ahead of their Gujarat push and to intimidate them and stop them from doing the good work that they're doing on the fronts of health and education. But let's tell you something about Gujarat and the politics in this state where the Aam Aadmi Party is entering. Well, for most years, the state has only seen a battle between the BJP and the Congress. So it's mostly been a two-party battle. But this year, it's going to be an unusual battle because the Aam Aadmi Party is entering as a third possible option. Why we call them a third possible option? We have data to back that. Well, in 2017, Aam Aadmi Party was not a third option. In fact, they only got just about 0.1% of the vote share. They fielded 29 candidates. All of them lost, which means, and all of them, in fact, had to forfeit their deposit, which means that they couldn't even get the minimum required 1/6 of vote share. But things changed in 2021. In 2021, the local body polls happened in Gujarat, and in the municipal corporation polls, the Aam Aadmi Party got a massive 14% share. It's not massive objectively, but if you compare it to their 0.1% share in 2017, it was a significant increase in the municipal corporation polls. But it's also important to mention that in the panchayat polls, which means in rural Gujarat, they just got a 3% vote share. So that goes on to say that the Aam Aadmi Party is definitely getting significant in urban Gujarat, but not so much in rural Gujarat. And that is why we can see, and we'll have to see whether the Aam Aadmi Party emerges as a third option in Gujarat, where the polls are to be held later this year. Now, let's also tell you what have been the recent promises that the Aam Aadmi Party has made. This is the fifth visit by the Delhi Chief Minister, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, in Gujarat in just the last 1 month. And over these 5 visits, he's of course made many promises. And what can be seen in Gujarat is a mix of the Punjab and the Delhi model that the Aam Aadmi Party is implementing. Why we say that? Because we can see promises that have been made on free education, free healthcare, that have been made by Mr. Arvind Kejriwal in his previous visits. So those we can relate to the Delhi model that the Aam Aadmi Party is implementing. But also, they're also reaching out to the tribal community in the state. They're also reaching out to the women community. They announced a monthly allowance for all adult women of 1,000 rupees per month. They also reached out to the tribal community, announcing a string of measures and a string of promises for the tribal community. They also joined hands with the Bharatiya Tribal Party in Gujarat, which is a strong tribal party, of course. So we can see that the reaching out to the local communities in Gujarat, that model coming out really from Punjab, and the health and education model coming from Delhi. So it's a mix of the two that is being implemented in Gujarat as well. And getting a significant share of votes in Gujarat will be significant and will be really major for the Aam Aadmi Party, not just for its goal in Gujarat, but also for their national goals. Because remember, Gujarat has been the home turf of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and it has been the stronghold of the BJP ever since 1995, so more than 25 years. It'll be really hard to break into that. So even if Aam Aadmi Party gets a significant share, it'll be a major message that will be sent out to the BJP and for their national plans as well. It'll also take the Aam Aadmi Party one step closer to being recognized as a national party if they get recognized in a fourth state, which is Gujarat. So we'll see whether Aam Aadmi Party's goals get fulfilled, and we'll also see what the Aam Aadmi Party says at their press conference, what are their new promises this time, and also how they respond to the CBI probe challenges. Remember, Aam Aadmi Party has anti-corruption as one of their foundation principles. So Aam Aadmi Party facing corruption charges by the CBI in the Delhi excise policy case could impact their image a little bit in Gujarat and other states as well. We'll see how all of that pans out as Gujarat gets ready for Aam Aadmi Party's visit today, and the visit is going to be in 3 parts of Gujarat, and the Aam Aadmi Party leaders will also interact with the youth. In Ahmedabad in Gujarat with camera person Ashwini Mehra, Priyanshi Sharma for NDTV.